Spiders. Why'd it have to be spiders? Hey folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Galactic Civilizations 4 with a hot new DLC for you called Tales of the Terran Alliance. I know not everyone knows this, but the Galactic Civilizations franchise has a long and continuous storyline that's lasted over 150 years in-game, beginning with the humans' invention of hyperdrive technology and leading to the game we have today. This DLC will represent not only the culmination of humanity's progress, but will also revive an ancient enemy. We'll come back to that last point in just a moment. First, I do want to say a big thank you to Stardock for the continued support and sponsorships for today's video. That's always very much appreciated. If you guys want to learn more about GalCiv 4 and the new DLC, there will be a link in the description down below. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and start up a new game. Now, the Terran Republic has always been a playable option in Galactic Civilization. In fact, it's usually one of the more popular factions. But this represents a younger, less experienced snapshot in the Terran Alliance's history, led by a Colonel Bradley. Now with this DLC, we have access to the new and improved Terran Alliance, led by an older and wiser Admiral Bradley. And this faction is not just some sort of a remaster or reskin. It's got entirely unique tech trees, different buildings, executive orders. They play very differently, and they are very, very powerful. But they are not the only faction added into the game with this DLC. We also have the Zendar Brood, who we will be playing with today. Now, these are sentient spiders that were uplifted by the evil Drengin Empire and used to wage a proxy war against the early Terran Alliance to try and smother them in the cradle, so to speak. But if there's anything the galaxy underestimates, it's humans' deep-rooted hatred of spiders. So the humans rose up and absolutely obliterated the Zendar. They thought they wiped every single one of them out of the galaxy. But they missed one little colony that escaped their notice, and now they are back for a vengeance. Now, the Zendar are pretty unique. They've got some of their own special abilities we've never seen before in the game, including web weavers, which not only gives me a lot of extra ship range, but also will be able to detect and navigate hyperlanes right from the beginning of the game, giving us unparalleled reach. There's also swarm tactics boosting up our logistics, so we can field much larger fleets than anyone else. Also, we are, of course, arachnoids, so that in and of itself is interesting. We'll be very good at conquering worlds. We especially like being on jungle worlds, and there's a strong focus on reproduction, very rapid reproduction with the Zendar Brood. In fact, they're kind of like the Mimot Brotherhood in that way. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. How do we want to spend our points? Looks like we are only intimidating. That's our only single trait focus? Okay, we can do better than that. Let's make us extremely unlikable, because, you know, spiders. Very productive. Not especially persuasive, maybe a little extra intimidating just for fun. A little bit faster, and I think we have to go for really high clever ratings here. Why? Well, I mean, their entire thing is that only the cunning survive, so I mean, why not just be smart? We'll go ahead and play around with these settings for our galaxy, and I feel like in this galaxy we have to play against the older version of the Terran Alliance. From a lore perspective, it just makes sense. Also, we'll fight against the Drengin. We're not exactly happy with them for abandoning us after they left us to die. In fact, I think this should be a pretty fun lineup. We'll give this one a go. And here we go. The Zendar Brood emerges from darkness, the children of Ash and Shadow. So you can see here we have 3 hyperlanes available to us right from the beginning of the game, which is going to give us a massive advantage. But first, let's go ahead and colonize a nearby planet with a lot of food. Use an executive order to draft another colony ship, which I will send probably down over here for a few extra resources. My flagship can start looking through artifacts and various anomalies for extra resources, and we have a probe to start. Let's start going off in this direction. Now, I believe we can follow the hyperlane pretty much the entire way without spending almost any of my movement points, which is a really massive advantage when it comes to reach. Like, seriously, that's huge. Who's going to be able to keep up with that at the beginning of the game? No one. For research, I guess I'll start with the asteroid mining. And on our capital world, where do I want my capital city? That is a good question. Lots of research slots over here, loads of them. I guess I'll place it right over here. That seems reasonable. Now, I did say that we have a lot of buildings that should be focused towards population growth. That's one of our special things. And we can see here that this one would boost up my growth by 150% or more. Got another thing that boosts up my food over here, even more growth and influence here. Oh yeah, we're gonna be able to grow very fast. Let's also make sure we convert some of our pops over to workers so we can get a bit of extra value out of them. And once we build up 2 more probes, I think that's about everything we can do for our first turn. Okay, let the games begin. We've got some leaders available to us. I probably want to put you in charge of the Ministry of Technology, and then we can grab, let's say you for our Minister of Exploration. That's going to give me so much extra range and move. That's amazing. And we already found a habitable planet way over here. It's not a very good one, but it is a jungle planet, and our people tend to like those. Send another probe down the hyperlane over here, looking for more nearby worlds. Well, we found a minor world. Okay, we might be able to get these guys on our side someday. Or, of course, we'll just eat them, you know, as spiders do. We have our first round of cultural points. Now, totalitarianism is our ideology of choice at the beginning of the game. So I guess we'll start by picking up Iron Fist. This gives me some extra control, which is good for edicts or, you know, executive orders. It's not usually my first pick. I don't value control all that much, but we'll see. I don't play totalitarian very often. This is GNN. The Zendar brood have already spread their creepy 8 legs across the galaxy, colonizing more worlds than any other known civilization. Will their interstellar web capture all other species in their wake? More at 12. Got another tradition point here. What do we want to go for? Probably prestige. Doubling up the amount of XP we can get on ships could be useful. I think that's a little more useful to me than just reducing crime right now, though that's certainly not a bad thing. Obedience might be good later on. Reduce the expectations of your citizens so they have no reason not to be happy. Also, if they have the totalitarianism traits, just more manufacturing, which I always value. Now, I am a little disappointed that I haven't found any usable core worlds around us. Just a handful of these little colony tributary worlds. They're so far away that most of what they can produce gets lost on the journey, so it's a way of spreading a little influence, but not much. We're gonna have to do some early conquest, I think. Imperial Doctrine's about to be done. Now, this was a bit late. Usually it's one of the first techs I end up grabbing. Still, this means I can start enacting a few policies. So, for example, boost my growth even higher. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll do that. Yeah, sure. More money and stuff, that sounds great. Maybe some research grants, boom. And of course, mess with our tax rate to try and boost up our production and our science as much as possible to start. Plus, take a freighter and see if we can't enact a bit of early trade. Ooh, found some worlds way down over here. Too bad that's so freaking far away. This would have been phenomenal for me right now. Now, I did build up a starbase over here because there were a whopping 3 sources of antimatter right next to each other, which is a little bit ridiculous. That probably means we are going to want to go for a very missile-heavy build for our fleets, because we're going to have a lot of resources to upgrade those, and if we just kind of focus everything on that, hopefully that ends up being the right call. Oh my gosh, I picked up a dreadnought as well. Oh, we got that event. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's an endgame tier ship or anything, but this should carry me through the early and the mid-game with no problem whatsoever. In fact, now I'm very tempted to say we should get ourselves some early siege ships and try to go for some very aggressive early plays. Oh, there's the humans. All right. Oh, I thought we'd wiped you all out. No matter, as with any pests, you must be prepared to deal with new outbreaks. Yeah, we haven't forgotten about you genocidal apes. Look, all we did was massacre one of your fleets, and then you went off the handle and killed our whole species. It's pretty obvious who's the bad guy here. Oh, so here's another interaction with another species, the Altarians. I like to call these guys the Space Elves. It's not exactly what they are, but they formed a coalition with the humans, I think fairly shortly after the humans wiped out my original race. But they got some unique dialogue for us here. Your suffering echoes across the cosmos, the friends who turned away, the worlds consumed by flame, the promise of protection that became abandonment. Huh, interesting. Yeah, they're kind of a little bit empathetic, I suppose. But don't get it twisted. I don't trust any of you. So, I'm very wary of anyone who would offer to be my friend. We've been burned before. No one likes a space spider. It's just straight out space racism is what it is. What did I ever do? Don't you understand? I was more afraid of you than you were of me. It's been 5 years since we left our star system and got settled in this new little Silk Spire planet. That means we get a few more cultural points. Still not quite enough to get up to censorship. Factions have no negative side effects. Effectively a one-party state. That could be fun. I will say our production's looking really solid right now. Manufacturing's now up to 66.9, partly because we did build one of the first ever space elevators in the galaxy. Trying to get my research up there with a technological capital, and then we'll see what else we can do from there. By the way, one thing you may have noticed that's a little bit unique about the Zendar. So I was a little confused on this, and I had to do a little quick check to make sure I wasn't crazy, but notice that there's none of the generic districts available here. We can't place down like a research district or a manufacturing district and so on. That's one of the weird little flavors of this faction. Those are all gone. Instead, we really have to focus on these special arachnoid buildings and then make up the difference by having massive populations. That's our whole appeal. So that probably means we need to make sure we have lots of fungal gardens just so we can get a ton of food. It's just a shame that volcanic planets don't have any like innate food production to them or anything. That's probably one of the reasons spiders prefer the jungle planets. Now, I'm currently working down things like space factories intentionally, because if I take a look here at the Tech Navigator, I know what I want to do very early on, and that's go for a little bit of early conquest. To do that, I need to work down planetary mobilization and then planetary invasion. Unlock those surface invasions. Why? Well, because, I mean, our expansion opportunities are very, very, very limited, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go for some early aggression against my neighbors, but also I do have this minor faction over here, which would be pretty easy pickings for a at least reasonably okay world. So that's certainly one way to get myself a little bit more expansion. Let's grab censorship as my next cultural progression. That could lead toward conscription for 5 free transports, which is another way that we could absolutely launch some invasions. Same basic principle. Now we have planetary invasion tech. Okay. So we should go ahead and train up at least a couple of those. I think it's time to go ahead and send this fleet over that way, and this little siege fleet over that way. And unless I am horribly misjudging everything, I think we just go ahead and take these guys out. Say goodbye to your little ship, and this little ship. And do we have enough conquest rating? We do! Okay, barely, but we do have enough to actually take this out. Surface invasions kill a lot of the citizens, or destroy a lot of improvements and stuff. I mean, I don't really want to destroy their improvements. That still seems useful to me. But I'm okay with killing off a lot of their citizenry. That doesn't bother me at all. I'll just replace them with giant spiders. Easy peasy. That planet is mine. Now, my current question is, do we think that with our dreadnought, we've got enough military power to go and attack the geode over here? That's kind of hard to say. Maybe. They've got a lot of stuff down over here, and they've got a pretty high production rating, about on par with mine, plus a lot more science. The longer that we allow time to go by, the stronger they're going to be. It really comes down to, does this dreadnought give me enough strength that we can bully them? Because I would love nothing better than to own this entire star cluster, alright? All the people I don't care about, these Chris guys over here, these Crystalline guys over here, they're not related to my backstory, to my origins, but everyone up here I've got a backstory with. So I'd love to own this, and then just from a lore perspective, launch into the other sector and say, "Hello, the spiders are here!" It'd feel pretty good. What can I say? I like it. I think we give these guys a shot. Yeah, let's do a war. Let's see, they've got themselves a military starbase that way. We've got a small hull of something over here we can destroy. That's fine. This is a culture starbase I don't mind destroying. The most important thing is just to stay out of range of this thing as much as possible. They'll take some shots at me. There's not much I can do about that. Let's find their... Okay, hang on. We got a fleet. So we can destroy a pretty big fleet of theirs right now. I'm definitely going to go destroy their starbase, or rather their shipyard, so they can't continue building anything. Do I have what I need in order to... Okay, I have to destroy the planetary defenses first. Ah, yeah, they got quite a few things sitting around here, too. Alright. I'm going to take this out, even though I'm probably going to lose a couple of ships in the process. Not a huge deal. I want to get rid of all of that, so they can't come back and hit me. But until I can deal with all the defenses around this world, that's gonna be a problem. I mean, I could take it right now, like that is a thing. I could just lose more stuff. As long as I don't lose the Dreadnought, I suppose I don't care. These little Brood Guardian frigates aren't a huge deal. I replace those very rapidly. Let's just go ahead and do this, actually. I'm just going to destroy everything they've got. Should be a total loss for them. I should keep my Dreadnought. It's the only ship I got left, but it's still quite strong. And now we can pop in here and try to do a naval invasion. As long as there's no surprises and they don't have another fleet on its way, I'll be alright. So that world is now mine. Okay. If we end the war here, I still end up being in really good shape. I could try to keep this going and take on a bit more. How many more core worlds do you have? It looks like it's just the one, but you did get your ruined ring world over here as well, which is a little annoying. I would love to take this, though, because then with all these little tributary systems feeding into it, it wouldn't be that bad. Let's get ourselves another really good governor over here. Make you in charge of Geode. Now I can play around with this. Oh, look, there's all those districts we don't know anything about because we're spiders. Ah, crap. This, however, is what I was afraid might happen. The Kryn Syndicate now just declared war on me. Right, so that's awkward, because they are a fair bit stronger, I think. I can clear a few of their things out, but not all of it. Back to the capital world. Time to start mass building ships again. Kinda wish I had another hyperlane down over here or something. Man, that would be useful. I'm just gonna try to take the ruined ring off of the geodes here, and then we're just gonna call that war good enough there. And then see what I can do about these guys. Now, depending on where they attack me, maybe I can get some defenses around here with some starbase systems. It also might be too late because we're out of position. So if they attack me over here, I'm in trouble. If they come and meet me down over here, it's not good, but maybe I can fight them. They're ready to come to terms. Cool. Will you give me some money in the process? I mean, yeah, a little bit. Sure. Okay, cool. You enjoy your little planet over here. Have fun. Still not seeing any sign of his fleet. I assume he's got one heading my way, but I don't know. Also, in general, I have to fight this guy anyway. His influence rating is so high, his borders are now crossing into a couple of my planets and they're entering into rebellion. He's literally persuading my spiders to abandon me. Like, no, I can't tolerate that. Absolutely not. Oh, there he is. He's got a few ships over here. It looks like mostly just an invasion fleet? Pfft, that's nothing. Yeah, he's pulling back. I knew you would. Speaking of pulling back, let's get the heck out of range of this stupid starbase. My god, I've lost like 4 ships to that dang thing. I'm not a fan of those, in case you didn't know. They're painful. Very good for early defense. Use military installations if you can. I don't, because I'm lazy and I trust in myself, but you shouldn't. Alright, got a bit of fleet power to work with. Do you want to go ahead and make our push? I think the answer is yes. What do we see here? Okay, they've got a pirate cruiser hanging outside of their planet. That's awkward. Flagship over there. They've got, it looks like some frigates and bombers and such. Okay, they got enough power here to be a bit of a problem. Well, I'm going to take Big Brother, you know, as another quick little addition to our culture. So expectations are completely gone. What is the coordinated travel technology? It's a very, very expensive technology that would increase movement speed of all of my ships. Like, by a lot. Wow. Every 10 turns, our ship's movement increases until it can traverse the galaxy nearly instantly? Seems a little overpowered. Ugh. Every time I fight even a couple of his ships, we take a lot of losses. I've got reinforcements on the way, but like, it's only so much. What I really needed are dang cruisers, man. That's what would help. There's the cruiser tech down here, though. All right. Let's make that a priority. I'm all in on this. I've lost too many planets and stuff due to rebellion. I've got to take them out. Take out their core world, and I'm pretty sure their entire empire falls apart. It would take me 2 months to conquer the world. So the thing is, if I can just find a way to burn through all of their defenses just long enough, I think this all becomes mine. I want to go for checkmate, but I don't think it's a good idea yet. But what I can do is run in here and quickly destroy this so that they can't continue building out any more ships. And then we try to pull back a little bit out of range where I know they have a military installation, and then we just try to burn through this. They're going to take a few shots at me, it's going to hurt, and then we have to basically bombard the planet until eventually their ships start to die off. That'll take a while, I'm afraid. It's going to be a bit, but if we can just keep them on the back footing, no more shipyards, we will win this eventually, through attrition if nothing else. Whoop, I think they just pulled all of their ships off of the planet over here. They did. Ooh, okay, they're going for my transport fleet because they know that if they can take this out, they're good to go. But they've also just pulled all their defenses out, so if I'm able to destroy this, they may have just left themselves vulnerable here. Alternatively, if I want to be really mean, what if I randomly teleport their fleet to a different place in the galaxy? Ah, I can't use it on them? Aw, man, okay. I thought that I could, and that was about to be very, very funny, but all right. Let's do 25% damage to them, and then try to soften them up and kill them all. I know it's gonna hurt, But moderate casualties, I'll accept if it gets rid of their defending fleet. All right, let's go ahead and start this process. 1 month is all I need. So you'd better be able to destroy this entire fleet in 1 turn. And they've been destroyed. Okay. Just in time for my ring world and all these other worlds to be independent. But you know what? It's fine. That was quite a war, though, I will say. Quite a war. I'm not used to going to war this dang early, you know? It just feels like a weird thing to do. But hey, when I see a chance, I gotta take it. So this whole sector's about to be mine. All we gotta do is make these guys collapse. They have only 1 core world left anyway, so that's not a big deal. Technically, if I can just overwhelm them with influence, they'll all rebel to my side anyway, and that will be the end of it. So I'd say spiders are in a pretty good position right now. Pretty darn good. Why did I just see a whole mess of ships go traveling through here? I think I just saw 20 ships over here. I think. Probe? Turn around. Gosh, I hate when you actually, like, commit, like, a move. They never stop midway through the move. I definitely just saw a whole mess of ships over here, though. I'm very scared that the Terrans are about to do something. I think it was them. We're gonna find out in a second, I'm sure. There's the Terrans. All right, the Soul Fleet. It is a bunch of fighters. 20 fighters? I can deal with 20 fighters, but if you're about to back that up with the Altarian fleet, that does change things a little bit. Well, one thing I can do that'll help is to use the Lash. This is one of my commander ships here. It's got a couple of nice little abilities. First off, its HP and its attack go up based on the stats of my commander, which are very good. Also completely heals after every battle. So that seems solid. Yeah, the Altarians have more ships coming in here for sure. They are 100% coordinating for an invasion. 100% they are. I mean, look at this. Maybe they're retreating now, I don't know. But, like, if that's not suspicious as heck, I don't know. I'm watching you. I think the Terrans might have pulled back. Not positive. The Altarians seem interested in just, like, wandering around here. I almost wonder if I could, like, close my borders off to them and trap the fleets and then systematically pick them apart. But if that was not already teetering on hostility, it definitely would be if I do that. So, I don't know. Maybe not. Humans, what do you actually have? Do you only have Earth, Artemis, Mars? Is that really it? Because I have, so far, not seen evidence that you have any other planets. So if that's all you've got in 20, fighters, that's not much of a problem to me. Especially since I'm now building up some cruisers, which are ready to kick your butt. What the ever-living... Hey! Where did this come from? Wait a minute, what? A new player just suddenly appeared in the middle of my star system. Hey! There's 2 of you! This is not allowed. Not allowed, I tell you. I'm gonna have to come kill you. I mean, hey, it's a great way of getting myself another core planet. There we go. This world is now mine. Thank you. And now that I have some more advanced missile tech, it's time to design ourselves a proper cruiser. I kind of like the design of these ships. I'm not sure exactly how this is very spider-like, but it looks cool. So I want to load this with a handful of harpoon missiles, plus some good armor and shields, a bit of point defense, really, really fast drive so we can move quickly on these guys, plus a targeting computer improving accuracy. I think this is acceptable for now. Is it as good as I would like? No, but is it pretty good? Yes. And I'll call this one the Recluse. I feel like if you're gonna do this, you have to name all your ships after various different spiders. This is not a cheap ship. It does cost me a lot of useful materials, but again, I've got lots of antimatter because, well, I've been stocking up on that for the whole game. So I'll be able to fit about 2 more Recluse cruisers in on this, and then that will be one big full battle fleet with a large invasion fleet to support. And if that is all I need, then I don't see any reason why we shouldn't just go and take out the humans. I mean, it looks like they've only got 2 colonies in 1 core world. That literally is all that they've got. Just this, they got completely surrounded and stuck. So, like, why not just visit my vengeance upon them? You know one funny thing with this campaign so far? I haven't felt the need to pull out Gigamass. Not once. I mean, like, we could go down that tech, but I don't think anyone's bothering going around harvesting all the worlds right now. And who needs to? This actually might be one of the faster campaigns I've done so far. Not that it's over by any stretch, but you get the idea. Anyway, humans. Hi, remember that time you tried to completely wipe us out? Yeah. It's time for a little bit of payback. They're immediately asking for a ceasefire. We are no match. What part of I want to conquer you was unclear in this? I know you're no match for me. That's why I'm here to kill you. I don't think they quite understand this whole war thing. You know, maybe you guys have really gotten soft with age. Perfect. It'll make it that much funnier when I kill you. Oh, speaking of killing, hey, Archaean Republic, I know you also hate the Drengin and you're fighting them and all. Please don't finish them off. It looks like you took their capital world, and that makes me sad. Because I kind of want to be the one to put the nail in the coffin, all right? They betrayed me too. All right, probe, go into the solar system. What do we see? What do we see here? Got a handful of ships there, quite a few fighters sitting around over Earth. Mining base, economic base, culture base. Do you have a military base? You've got to. I don't see one. Is it past Jupiter? Well, if so, that was just stupider. You do have a battleship somehow, though. Ooh, okay. Where'd you get that toy? Wait, you've got 2 battleships? Where are you getting all these things all of a sudden? How are you doing this? No idea, but say goodbye to your shipyards for one, and then it looks like your battleships can't actually kill me either. Although you have interesting antimatter bombs. Well, that's a neat trick. Okay, let's watch this battle because this one sounds kind of fun. We are witnessing the fall of the Sol Fleet. Missiles galore! Try dodging all of those. Actually, the problem with missiles is they're probably not that great against all these small fighters. That's kind of why I put a bunch of tracking systems on my ships, but let's see how well that actually works, because we're really good at long-range combat more than anything else. It's all about that alpha strike, you know? One thing that's interesting about the Terran Republic is they are supposed to have a very, very strong focus on flagships now. Like, the new version of it just likes building effectively like Star Trek Enterprise styles of ships. Tons of those. So you can get a lot of big, honkin' scary flagships now. Anyway, let's try to knock down all of the defenses that are sitting around Earth. And if you don't deal with this naval fleet that's approaching right here, this landing party, then I'm pretty sure I'll just take your planet in like 3 months, and then you're out of the game. Also, did I just capture one of your colony ships? I think I did. I don't know how, but I did. Well, cool. I don't really want it. Probably full of a bunch of disgusting humans or something, I don't know. Ah, see, he blew it up. You killed your own people, fool! Anyway, alright, clear Earth out of fighters. Done. In comes the invasion party. And you know something? Surface invasions. We're just gonna wipe out half the population. It only seems appropriate. Better hurry up, humans. You've got 1 month to figure it out. Nope, they decided to run away like the cowards they are. That's a great way to lose the game. There you go, bye! I mean, to be fair, there is not a thing that they could have done, and I think they know that. So I don't really blame the AI calculations, I just think it's kind of funny. Now, we just need a really big spider to be in charge of Earth. I hear you guys have arachnophobia. Say no to your new boss! Oh, it's just mean. It's mean, I tell you, but I don't care. Now, immediate problem, my influence in this region is lackluster compared to where I would like it to be. Dealing with the Altarians would certainly be one way of solving that problem. And they're not exactly happy with me right now. I've kind of been murdering their neighbors. But if I can take them down, that solves a lot of problems. They've got 5 core worlds? Good lord, why? That's gonna be such an annoying thing to invade. Ugh. Well, no sense in prolonging the inevitable. Let's go get them. What do you have over here? Not a lot, it turns out. Good. I'll just pop in here and take everything you own. I mean, they'll redeploy some sort of a large navy. I know that they have one. So I'm training up some additional reinforcements with their own landing fleets. And if I can distract them on multiple fronts, I don't think I'll be able to do that much. This is the thing about cruisers, man. If you can rush them down before anyone else gets them, it's such a huge advantage. What kind of ships do you have, by the way? It looks like you've got a bunch of missiles of your own. I have some point defense, but you're overwhelming it still. That said, I've also got so many missiles. I mean, what are you gonna do? You've got no screens whatsoever. This one cruiser got a little on the weak side, and that does bother me, but it's the only ship that took some damage. So let's begin the invasions. Whoa, there's their fleet coming in from behind on Earth. They came from behind. Okay, that's a lot of bombers. You got cruisers of your own. That actually is a problem. Frigates, mostly bomber. Yeah, lots and lots of bombers. Almost entirely just lots and lots of bombers. Right, okay. Do I turn around and deal with this? Or do I go straight for their capital? I think we turn around and deal with this. Yeah, they're gonna destroy my shipyard over here, which honestly, okay, whatever. It's annoying, but it's not a big deal. You should have retreated while you had the chance, but you didn't. So now you get to lose this entire fleet. I mean, I get to lose a couple of ships here and there as well, which is annoying, but overall I would say it wasn't that bad. Annexed the capital world of the crystalline folks over here, by the way, so that's officially done. They'll disappear as of next turn. Be very awkward if they don't, because then I wouldn't, there we go. I was gonna say, I wouldn't have a way of clearing out all their really stupid star bases, but no, we're fine. I'm gonna go ahead and start clearing out the Deneb system over here, which is 2 major shipyards gone, so that's greatly going to reduce their ability to rebuild. Oh, would you please give us a ceasefire? No. Everyone seems to think that if they just ask nicely, I'll just suddenly give in. It's like, what are you guys talking about? This is total war, all right? I'm going for raw annihilation. What amazes me is that their culture is still so prevalent. Even knocking out 2 worlds here was not enough, and now they're starting to go into rebellion. They're still pushing me back with raw power. To be fair, it's not like I've invested much in the way of culture, all right? It's not like spiders are known for their music or anything. God, can you imagine? What would that even be like? Good God, taking out these 2 planets still wasn't enough to make a dent in their culture. These space elves, man. Give them enough time. They'll eat the entire sector just because, I think they're the space equivalent of the French. Everyone loves their culture. Well, we'll get that sorted. We just take out this last dockyard over here, then crush what little defense you have here. I'll lose like 1 ship out of the arrangement. Then launch the invasion. 2 months? Nonsense. 1 month. Got it. Now just bring in my little echelon fleet over here. And if I don't see that culture collapse in just a second, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed. There it goes. It's all mine. All right, we can end this war and they'll just flip to me now. Not that I plan on waiting. We can just go ahead and finish them off right here, right now on this ruined ring world. Well, I say right now, like 1 turn. 1 turn is all I need. Oh no, they've launched an invasion of Earth. It'll take them 4 months. You amateurs! Besides, I have a fleet like right here. What are you even doing? Could we not strive for peace rather than continue with this war? You waited too long. We want revenge. And they're dead. Literally, you waited until your world had already fallen to say, peace? Nope. Too late. All right, so let's begin the big repositioning. One fun thing about Deneb is a system. It has a hyperlane directly into the last of the Drengin planets. Just these 2 rings and they'll be out. All right, so, Drengin Empire. Remember us? Remember how you left us to die after we didn't kill the humans the way you wanted us to? Well, an eye for an eye, buddy. The hyperlanes will make this a very fast process. 2 months per ring and you'll be dead. And there they go. Very easy. So all that matters now is finishing off the last remaining player, who has a total of 4 core worlds to deal with. Oh, I was hoping you only had like 2, but okay. It's Drengin up over there, it's Zelos over here, their capital world of Archaea, and then Guja II. Okay. Oh, and they immediately declared war on me. That was a mistake. Now I don't even feel bad. I mean, I didn't feel bad to begin with. Let's not kid ourselves, but you get the idea. Now you've got some big ships of your own. Cruisers, okay. Go ahead and clear that stuff out nice and quick. The Drengin homeworld, by the way, apparently is very difficult to take. Lots of their population resisting. Interesting. Yeah, well, we'll just go ahead and try to reduce that. Still only removed 1 month? Wow, all right. Well, that's fine. That one will take a while. The other one will go on cleanup duty. And by them, I mean fleets. You get the idea. Honestly, as long as we don't take too much attrition with what I've got right now, I think we'll be able to deal with this without having to build up, like, entire new fleets. You got another battleship over here? How come everyone else has battleships? I don't know. It should still be fine. It's just like, why do you have so much? But again, this is one of the faster games that I think I've had, unless some stuff got seriously rebalanced. Like, I've not progressed that far down the tech tree. I may not have stupid amounts of science, but I don't think that I'm, actually stupid. Hello, what's this? Oh, good. You're coming in for a landing. Unfortunately, moving in your territory is extraordinarily slow. Like, legitimately, what are they doing? It's taking, like, all of my movement just to go, like, 2 tiles. They've got to have, like, some sort of a gravity well or something that's on me. Well, great. They were able to snag this planet. I'll have to take that back now. At least their shipyard is down, so that's good, but their main world is defended by a whole mess of cruisers. All right, I actually do need to train up some reinforcements then. This is a lot more than I was expecting. It's going to be a desperate squall, I can tell. We just need to make our move for checkmate. Even if I take a lot of losses, it doesn't really matter as long as I win. So if that means I need to throw myself against this and inflict moderate casualties but lose a lot in the process, so be it. Your cruiser design must be absolutely incredible. Avenger missiles, some beams, railguns, shields, chaff, and cruiser module. I think the chaff might be what's getting me there. The missile defense. They've learned. Great. Fine, if you're gonna make me design a beam cruiser or something, I'll do it if I have to. Plasma pods will be fine. Come on, I just gotta burn through this a little bit. Come on. One good attack. There's only one cruiser remaining. I mean, we've lost a lot, don't get me wrong. We've lost so much. But it doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. Invade. There we go. They have been destroyed. And the entire galaxy falls before the spiders. The Zendar have their vengeance upon all those who wronged them. And it feels glorious. I don't know if this is a good score, but big number feels good. And just looking at the timeline, we can see that we kept pace pretty reasonably with the other players, which surprises me a little bit. I expected to struggle more since we weren't going to have access to all of those districts, but it turns out the raw population growth of the Zendar is pretty good. You can really put them to work and get a lot of value out of them. And then right here you can see is where I decided to go on my conquest spree, and from there it wasn't even really a competition. I did struggle more with research than I would have liked though. I think that at the end of the day, our spiders weren't especially smart. But despite that, we got through with pretty much mid-game tech, didn't even have to bring out the gigastructures or the planet crackers or the star killers or anything like that. We just went for it and they lost. Easy. Well, that was refreshing. I'm gonna have to play a game as the new Terran Republic at some point pretty soon, because I don't think this game was a very good representation of what they could do. They got stuck with nowhere to expand. That wasn't much they could do there, but I know from what I've read, from what I've seen in person, they're a very powerful faction. Less to research, but every tech, every building is more impactful, and holy crud, they're fun. Thank you all very much for watching this video of Galactic Civilizations 4 with the new Tales of the Terran Alliance DLC. Even if we didn't play as the Terran, it was a lot of fun, and once again a big thank you to Stardock for sponsoring today's video. It's been very much appreciated. If you guys want to learn more about this game and its new DLC, you can find a link in the description down below. Otherwise, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.